on my headstone reads or what kind of pine wood box I end up in. Feel just like I'm living someone else's life.
Blake Shelton, the man who once melted millions of hearts with his warm voice, now sends shock waves through Hollywood. At 49, he is caught in a whirlwind of divorce rumors, alleged infidelity, and late confessions that left audiences stunned. No longer the calm country, King Blake now stands on the thin line between truth and illusion. Love and loss, fame and collapse. Let us step into a mysterious journey where Blake Shelton finally stops denying and chooses to live truthfully. After graduating high school at 17, Blake Shelton left his hometown for Nashville, the heart of the country music industry. Carrying only a guitar and a small amount of money, he began his struggle working various jobs. During this time, he faced repeated rejection from major record labels. Blake Shelton worked as a bartender, performed for hire, and wrote songs for others to make ends meet. The early years in Nashville were the hardest. Ash lived in cramped and poor conditions. Perseverance was the only thing that kept him connected to music. In his early career, Blake Shelton was considered too rustic and not aligned with market trends. Producers thought his style lacked commercial appeal. Still, he remained steadfast with traditional country music, seeing it as the only path he wanted to follow. In 1990, Blake Shelton faced the greatest tragedy of his life when his brother Richie Shelton died in a motorcycle accident. The incident happened when Blake was only 14, leaving an unfillable void in his heart. The emotional shock led him into years of turmoil. The death of Richie Shelton became a deep imprint in Blake's songwriting mindset. He began to focus on themes of loss, memory, and family. Although he was not famous, this pain shaped the emotional depth found in his later music. Later, the song Over You, written by Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert, was said to have been inspired by the memory of his late brother. The song's gentle melody carried a quiet sorrow and became one of his most beloved works. It stands as proof of how personal tragedy influenced Blake's artistry. After the family tragedy, Blake Shelton went through a period of disorientation. He spent most of his time in recording studios and bars, trying to balance passion and emptiness. Those close to him said he became quieter and rarely spoke of the past. During his time in Nashville, Blake Shelton faced significant financial struggles. He was nearly bankrupt before securing his first record deal. His perseverance was finally rewarded when he signed with Giant Records, marking a turning point in his singing career. When his first demo was released, Blake Shelton's deep voice and rustic style quickly drew attention. Though it did not bring major success, he proved his ability in a fiercely competitive market. This foundation helped him gradually secure a place in the country music scene. Blake Shelton's early years also saw cracks in his personal life. Being far from home and lacking emotional support led him into a period of temporary alcohol dependence. He admitted this resulted from losing control of his emotions in a high-pressure environment. Still, those youthful mistakes did not derail Blake Shelton's direction. He stabilized emotionally, refocused on music, and learned to manage his feelings. This maturity forged through hardship allowed him to move forward into his professional career. As he reached adulthood, Blake Shelton had gained enough experience and resiliency to face the pressures of fame. He understood the value of persistence and determination, considering them the most important qualities of an artist's journey. From his early failures, he learned to rise and stay true to his passion. From the depths of teenage tragedy, Blake Shelton gradually found hope in his first love, a simple, promising marriage with Cat Williams. A brief happiness. Blake Shelton and Cat Williams married in 2003 after knowing each other for many years. Cat was his childhood friend who understood his efforts and failures in music. Their marriage was simple, reflecting the rustic lifestyle of two people from the same small hometown. In the early years of their marriage, Cat Williams played an important role in Blake Shelton's artistic journey. She supported him with logistics, accompanied him on tours, and provided emotional stability. During this time, Blake began achieving his first successes in his singing career. When the song Austin was released in 2001 and held the #1 spot on the Billboard Country chart for 5 weeks, Blake Shelton's name became widely known. This success opened a new era for his career, but also placed greater pressure on his personal life. Constant work forced Blake Shelton to travel between states for performances, interviews, and recording sessions. The heavy schedule gradually reduced the time he could spend with his family. His relationship with Katt Williams began to show clear signs of strain due to changes in their lifestyle. The difference between a peaceful life in Oklahoma and the bright lights of Nashville made it hard for both to maintain balance. As Blake Shelton's career accelerated, the distance between them grew. The pressure of fame and constant travel slowly eroded the stability their relationship once had. Blake Shelton admitted that after his first wave of success, he had little time for his personal life. Constant public appearances left him exhausted, while Katt Williams struggled to adapt to her husband's rapidly changing world. These differences gradually became the main cause of their rift. After the breakup, Blake Shelton devoted most of his time to music to regain emotional balance. He focused on completing new projects and expanding collaborations within the country music industry. His career did not suffer negative consequences, but his public image began to change. The collapse of his first marriage also made Blake Shelton more cautious in future relationships. He avoided discussing his private life and focused on building a professional image. This was the period when he transitioned from a promising artist to a recognized star in modern country music. Colleagues noted that Blake Shelton became more focused and decisive after the divorce. He rarely appeared at events unrelated to music, spending most of his time in the studio or on stage. This shift helped him quickly regain the balance needed to continue his career. During this period, Blake Shelton's music began to show more emotional maturity. His ballads often revolved around themes of separation and regret, partially reflecting his personal experiences. Although he did not directly mention Katt Williams, her influence remained evident in his musical style. Moving past his first marriage helped Blake Shelton understand the value of privacy in an artist's life. He avoided letting the media intrude deeply into his personal relationships and maintained a balanced image between work and life. This became the foundation for how he handled relationships in the future. His relationship with Katt Williams also taught Blake Shelton the limits between fame and personal happiness. He admitted in an interview that fame had taken away the private moments he once considered precious. That statement reflected a change in his perception of life's true values. After the divorce, Blake Shelton did not rush into another relationship. He spent time improving himself and rebuilding his career direction. This period became the bridge to a new chapter in his life where he would meet the woman who brought both triumph and turbulence. The experiences from his first marriage left a deep psychological imprint on Blake Shelton. He came to understand that fame could destroy stability if not properly managed. Prudence and maturity gradually became defining traits in his behavior. Shelton quickly entered a new relationship with Miranda Lambert. The two met in 2005 during the program's CMT 100 Greatest Duets when he was already an established artist and she was an emerging star in country music. The pairing of two famous singers immediately attracted public attention. Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert began dating publicly after he completed his divorce proceedings. They were seen as a power couple in country music, sharing both musical harmony and a compatible public image. In 2011, Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert held their wedding at Aprovate Ranch in Texas. The ceremony was small, attended by family and close friends. This marriage was considered a declaration of their status within the American entertainment industry at the time. After getting married, Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert frequently collaborated on musical projects. They appeared together at many major events, presenting the image of a couple united in both life and art. The public viewed them as a new symbol of love in modern country music. The constant attention from the media gradually changed the atmosphere between them. From 2014 onward, rumors of infidelity and conflict began to circulate. The two became the focus of tabloid coverage of their private lives, even though both chose to remain silent in public. Industry sources spread information suggesting that Blake Shelton was suspected of having an affair with singer Katie Groves. Meanwhile, Miranda Lambert was rumored to have a close relationship with artist Chris Young. The ongoing rumors affected their public image. Blake Shelton denied the accusations during the early period, but the distance between them continued to grow. Their separate touring schedules left them little time together. Differences in lifestyle and professional pressure made the relationship increasingly strained. In July 2015, Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert announced their divorce after 4 years of marriage. The statement was brief and provided no details. The separation proceeded quickly, including agreements on the division of property and joint ownership of their Texas ranch. After the divorce, Blake Shelton entered a short period of emotional turmoil. He rarely appeared in public and spent time in Oklahoma. During this period, he began writing songs that reflected loneliness, showing a shift in his emotions and perspective on marriage. In 2016, Blake Shelton released the album If I'm Honest, with many songs believed to have been inspired by his breakup with Miranda Lambert. The album revealed a change in his songwriting style, leaning toward introspection and honesty compared to his earlier works. Blake Shelton admitted that the post-divorce period was one of the most difficult times of his life. He described the feeling of losing direction while continuing his artistic work. Music became the tool that helped him regain balance and rebuild his image. The relationship between Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert continued to be mentioned in later years. Media outlets frequently explored details about the reasons for their split, forcing both to maintain a discreet attitude. Silence became their way of protecting their personal image. By 2025, on Kelly Clarkson's show, Blake Shelton publicly accepted responsibility for his marriage with Miranda Lambert. He said he had failed to maintain communication and had allowed his work schedule to damage the relationship. Blake Shelton also revealed that some conflicts between him and Kelly Clarkson on The Voice were staged to attract viewers. Sharing this detail demonstrated his desire to live authentically, no longer hiding behind the image of a flawless artist. This confession drew wide attention as it was one of the rare occasions Blake Shelton spoke openly about his past marriage. He did not blame Miranda Lambert, but instead emphasized personal accountability. His calm and direct demeanor led many to see a more mature side of him. The event also marked an important psychological shift in Blake Shelton's life. He no longer avoided personal topics and instead faced his past mistakes directly. Acknowledging his flaws publicly was seen as part of his emotional recovery journey. The experiences from his marriage with Miranda Lambert left a lasting impact on Blake Shelton's mindset. He began to focus on maintaining balance between work and personal life, changing how he approached relationships to avoid repeating old mistakes. Meeting Gwen Stefani opened a new chapter in Blake Shelton's life. After the turbulence with Miranda Lambert, he found a sense of stability and understanding. This new relationship helped him rebuild trust and gradually distance himself from the image tied to past scandals. After years of storms with Miranda Lambert, Blake Shelton emerged stronger, finding peace and lasting happiness with Gwen Stefani. The peak of his career, Blake Shelton has released over 10 studio albums, selling more than 13 million copies and earning multiple platinum records. Songs like Goddess Country and Boys Round Here strengthened his reputation and kept him relevant in the competitive music scene. His deep voice and confident style became defining traits of his artistry. Beyond music, Blake Shelton expanded his career through The Voice. From 2011 to 2023, he served as a coach for 23 consecutive seasons. His humor, sincerity, and approachable manner turned him into one of the show's most popular figures, earning about $13 million per season. Blake Shelton became one of television's highest-paid personalities. The Voice elevated his fame and extended his reach beyond country music, connecting him with a national mainstream audience. Blake Shelton cultivated an image of authenticity and simplicity. He avoided extravagance, embracing the persona of a calm, grounded Southern man. His natural presence helped him remain beloved across more than 2 decades in entertainment. In 2025, Blake Shelton released for recreational use only a collaborative album with Gwen Stefani and Post Malone. The project blended traditional country with modern pop and represented a bold step to expand his artistic range after The Voice. That same year, he began a long-term residency in Las Vegas, running through 2026. The residency drew large audiences and reinforced his position in the industry, marking a phase where he connected with fans through live performance with an estimated net worth of $130 million. Blake Shelton earns from music, television brand endorsements and catalog sales. He also invests in real estate, owning several high-value properties. His 200-acre Oklahoma ranch serves as a personal retreat far from the spotlight. He and Gwen Stefani also share a $13 million US mansion in